Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Overnight on Tuesday, Ukraine came under attack from more than 120 Russian drones. According to the country's Air Force Command, 32 strike drones hit 10 locations across the country. As a result of the Russian strikes, a fire broke out at a private company's warehouse in Chuhuiv, in the Kharkiv region. The attack ignited stored goods and production materials. In addition, in 3 frontline cities, Kherson, Dnipro, and Kharkiv, local authorities reported that 1 person was killed and 8 others injured following Russian attacks across 3 regions. In Khmelnytsky, the bodies of 2 people were recovered from the rubble of a residential building destroyed by an explosion. On the other side of the front line, Russia's military of defense claimed to have shot down 100 Ukrainian drones overnight over Russian territory in occupied Crimea. According to the Russian Federal Air Transport Agency, 13 Russian airports temporarily suspended operations during the night. Local media reported that Ukrainian drones attempted to attack an industrial zone in the city of Donetsk, targeting the Stavroland petrochemical plant. Residents reported explosions and fires near the facility, but the regional governor said there were no casualties or major damage. In the Bryansk region, the attack damaged 9 residential buildings and a production site. In the Russian Republic of Mariel, drones reportedly struck near an industrial enterprise, which Ukrainian open-source intelligence analysts identify as the Miri oil refinery. In occupied Crimea, local media said fire broke out at an oil depot in the village of Khvaditske following a drone attack. The same facility was previously targeted on October 17th, burning for several days. Another strike was recorded at an oil depot in Simferopol, both of which are used to supply the Russian military. On the front line, Russian forces broke through to the outskirts of Marinokhrad in the Pokrovsk sector, where street fighting is ongoing. Moscow's troops are using artillery, drones, infantry, and armored vehicles in their assault. According to the spokesperson for Ukraine's defense group operating in the area, Ukrainian forces are attempting to hold back the intense attacks and are building fortifications to protect the city. In Pokrovsk, Russian troops are entering in small infiltration groups, a tactic that the Ukrainian General Staff has acknowledged. Analysts warn that the situation in Pokrovsk is nearing a critical point. They note that Russian forces are likely to gradually push out Ukrainian troops, and even if they fail to do so, Ukrainian units may be forced to withdraw due to the growing logistical challenges of maintaining supplies. Ukrainian defenders continue to show strong success against Russian targets. This time, soldiers from the Ukrainian 129th Anti-Aircraft Missile Regiment stood out by destroying 8 Russian drones of various types. The list of downed UAVs include 3 Zala, Supercam, and Molniya reconnaissance drones, along with 3 Garand strike drones. Each was used for key missions, from scouting Ukrainian Defense Forces positions to adjusting enemy artillery fire. But thanks to the unit's coordinated efforts, all the drones were detected, tracked down, and taken out in time before they could do any damage. In the Le Mans sector, the fighting can be described not just as combat but as precision work. A Ukrainian FPV drone navigates a narrow gap between the ruins of a building and strikes its target with pinpoint accuracy. Now, that kind of shot is no accident. It reflects skill, training, and courage. Behind each hit are hours of preparation, careful calculations, and steady focus of an operator who controls the drones as if it were second nature. Moments like this reveal the true face of modern warfare, where technology and human expertise come together to secure an edge on the battlefield. A video reportedly filmed in the Kharkiv region is making the rounds online, capturing a breathtaking moment. An aerial bomb lands just meters away from an elderly man. The blast sends the ground into a column of dust and debris, but the man miraculously survives. Eyewitnesses says only his hat flew off. The footage has come to symbolize just how close the war is to civilians, where survival can hinge on chance, instinct, or even fate. Russian airstrikes on border areas of the Kharkiv region continue, despite no military targets in sight. Residential neighborhoods, farms, roads are being hit regularly. In the Kherson region, Ukrainian aviation carried out a high-precision strike on a Russian target in the occupied town of Oleshki. A MiG-29 fighter jet used a French ASM Hammer guided aerial bomb to hit a high-rise building that, according to intelligence, was being used by Russian UAV operators. The powerful explosion partially destroyed the building and triggered the detonation of ammunition stored inside. Enemy drones, control equipment, and personnel were all eliminated. On the outskirts of the village of Shachove in the Donetsk region, another large-scale mechanized assault was recorded. Russian forces used a significant number of armored vehicles in the attack. Published footage shows the Russian column moving along a route where it came under repeated strikes from various Ukrainian units and weapons. Russian positions in the Shachove area remains under close watch, both for the operational situation as well as logistics. Ukrainian command is expected to continue gathering intelligence and adjusting fire on the potential reinforcement and supply routes. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.